guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be doing my everyday spring makeup routine. This video should have been out a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't had the confidence to come back on camera since being pregnant. I'm a bit ropey in some parts of it, so please forgive me, but yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video and let's get started. Since my last makeup routine, which would have been my winter one, a lot of products have changed since then. I do have a full face of completely new makeup coming in the next couple of weeks, but I'm waiting on all them products to arrive. Also as well, yes, my skin condition has come back since I have no longer been pregnant. We're having flare-ups again, so you're wondering what that is. It's my flare-ups. Okay, so before I go into my brows, I'm going to start off with my base, and of course it's going to be the Bobbi Brown face base. Also, just to mention, Nicole has not been doing my nails because obviously I had a baby. As I'm filming this, he is currently 6 weeks, and when you see it, he will be 2 months. So yeah, he's still a newborn. We're figuring things out. We're still figuring things out, so that's why my nails aren't done, and that's also why I haven't uploaded. I was meant to be back at the start of March. Let me tell you, newborn phase is no joke. So Joseph currently has a baby downstairs. It's currently Sunday, so we've decided that a day on the weekend I'm going to just spend 2 hours just filming, and then I am back to being mommy. But yeah, so now that that's sunk in, we're gonna go in with brows. Now this I've been wanting to try for ages. I've seen people use it on their hair when they're doing like sleek back looks, and I've also seen people use it on their brows. So it's the got to be glued for brows and edges gel. I really wanted to give this a go because the got to be glued hairspray is literally the hardest thing to get out of your hair, as well as the got to be glued hair gel. So I was like, well, if that stays, then surely this will, and trust me, it does. I'm just going through my brows with it. It is quite a wet formula, but what I like about it is because it's so wet, it really grips onto every hair. Like it's almost like your hair is being saturated in it. Please make sure before you leave it to set to just make sure you're happy with your brow shape, because once your brows are set, you're fucked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now leave that to dry, and then I'm going to go in with my pencil once it's fully dried. But it does take a while to dry, so that's where we're going to move on to carving out the brows first. So I'm just coating my concealer onto this brush. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, guys. I will never stray from this. I actually have a new concealer to try, not today but in the testing new makeup video, so keep an eye out for that. But what I do while this is drying is I just carve out the shape of the brow that I want, because like I said, then I already have a map of where I want my eyebrows to be, and it means I can also get my brows as even as possible. And then with the excess product, I literally just go over my entire lid to cover it. So this is the Refined brow pencil. I repurchased it because I was missing it so much. Any other brow pencil I find just does not work as well as this one. So this is the brow pencil in the shade medium. Medium suits me best. If I were to get light is just way too cool tone for me. Okay, so my brows are pretty much stuck down, so I'm just gonna go in with the brow pencil. So I'm literally just following the line that we created with concealer. Lately I've been loving my brows a little bit more natural as opposed to like this stuck down look, just because my brows are quite small anyways, and I feel like the stuck down look I think looks so good on everyone else except for myself. I'm literally just gonna go back in with concealer and go around the tops of my brows now. And then once you have like the initial shape done, what I do is I get a just fluffy brush, to be honest, kind of any fluffy brush once it's synthetic and not natural hair. So what I do is the concealer I take through the front of the brows, and then I just kind of like literally just blend around the edges. Honestly, my brows are what takes me the longest to do in my routine, just because they're so uneven that I have to spend a long time like focusing on them. But once that's done, we are now ready to move on. Okay, so foundation. I actually have a new foundation that I love, and it is an expensive one, but I think it's worth the price. So this is the Hourglass what is called Vanish Stick Foundation. I have mine in the shade Golden. So what I do is I just draw on 3 stripes. It isn't going to match me because the tan has fully come off my neck and my face, but I promise you it does match me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marshmallow sponge. I find a sponge works better with this product than a brush. I feel like it needs a wet base. I just think the coverage of this is so lovely. It's like a medium to full coverage depending on how many stripes you do. I like to do like 3 stripes on my cheek, 1 stripe on my chin, and 2 stripes on my forehead. I just think it gives the perfect amount of coverage that I like. Now, like I said, this is a very, very expensive foundation. I think it's like 56 euro. There's also even some really good drugstore ones as well. I've heard the Be Perfect one, if you like full coverage, is really good. The Elf Camo CC coverage foundation is also really good. So if you're looking for a more affordable foundation, you definitely don't have to get this one. I've been using cream contour first instead of concealer, just because then I can clean it up with my concealer. So I use the Pennies, Primark, whatever you want to call it, PS My Perfect Color Foundation and Contour Stick. This is in the shade Chai. I'm just going to start my forehead. So I just place it on first, kind of roughly, and then I'll blend it out with my sponge. For ages, it was always out of stock in the Pennies, Primark, whatever. I'm just going to take my sponge again. The Pennies Primark that is closest to me. I want to try and find a cooler, lighter version of it so I can use it when I'm pale, because I really like the formula. It's super creamy, it's super easy to blend, and it gives, well, it's a foundation stick, so it's obviously gonna give you coverage, but I really like it. Okay, so next I'm just gonna go out with my Too Faced concealer. This is in pretty much every single video that I put out there. Forehead, under eyes, chin, and it just cleans up the contour. See up here where I don't want it, it just cleans it up a little bit better. And so like that, as you can see, it's just brightened it up but kept the contour. And now we're going to go into blush, and of course I'm back on the Nude Sticks Nudies hype. This is in the shade In the Nude. I really like this, you guys know I love it. This the powder blush combination that I always wear is my absolute favorite, and I don't think it'll ever change. So I'm just picking it up on a brush and stamping it on. And I don't mind if this kind of goes on the under eye where the concealer is, because I just think it kind of gives you more of like a healthier look. And I bring it right in. I used to just stop it here, but now I realize bringing it right in just makes your face look so much more alive. I really like it. And I kind of go over my nose like this, so it kind of gives like a sun-kissed look. Okay, so to powder, I've gone back. I repurchased my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I have been missing this. As you guys know, I've been using the Too Faced one, and even though I do like the Too Faced one, it just would never hold my makeup. It would just always make my makeup like not last. Also, I picked up the True Well powder puff and I bloody love it, so we will be using that today for our under eyes. So I'm just going to reblend out that concealer. I've got the powder and I'm just pressing it in right into that under eye. And I've gone back to powdering my entire face purely because I really have noticed that my makeup lasts more when I powder my entire face. I know for ages and ages I would use then like my powder bronzer and my powder blush to try and set my contour and blush area, but I just found that my makeup was coming off. It was still wet no matter how much I would like put bronzer and blusher on. As you can see, this powder just makes your face look so smooth. Like my under eyes literally look unreal. So I just use a powder puff for all the areas that kind of like crease, because it means I can really push it in so it doesn't crease. So like my chin, my forehead, my under eyes, my smile lines, where I like to powder with the powder puff, and then I'll just go in with a big brush to powder the rest of my face. So now that I've powdered with the powder puff, like I said, I'm just gonna grab a big brush and just powder the rest of my face really quickly. I like to properly powder my face, like really put on a lot of powder. And the reason I do this is because it just really sets it down, and then I can just go in with setting sprays to bring back the hydration into it. So don't be worrying if you're a dry skin person and you're afraid to use powder. You can use setting sprays and hydration mist to bring back the hydration back into your skin. So now that that is on, I'm gonna go in with my powder bronzer. Guys, I cannot stay away from this. It is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. You guys know it is my absolute favorite, and I genuinely don't think I'll ever find a bronzer that ever competes with it. So what I'm doing is I'm just going over the places that I bronze with the contour stick, so my cheeks, my forehead, and I'm actually going to do my nose as well. So either way, it kind of just brings more warmth back into your face, because when you set your face with the translucent powder, it can leave kind of like a cast over the bronzer. Bringing a powder bronzer back into your skin just warms it back up. And then I'm just going to take an angled brush and the same bronzer and just kind of bronze up my nose. I'm not contouring it because a warm bronzer isn't going to contour it, it's just going to add colour. So I'm not being super precise with it, I'm literally just running it down the sides of my nose just to get some structure back in, because my nose is quite long. Like if I turn to the side, it's quite long and it has like it is quite a high tip. So I just literally run the bronzer all along my nose. Okay, and now I'm actually going to bake my under cheeks, because I find that I tend to, I don't know how it happens, but I tend to take my bronzer quite low down, and I never know how, because I always place it quite high, but somehow it always ends up, it's obviously when I'm blending. I'm just taking the same Laura Mercier translucent powder and a beauty blender. This is a dry beauty blender, just to map out that contour, and I'll leave that sit there while I do my eyes. So for my eyes, I just take my bronzer on a massive fluffy brush and I literally just pop it all over the entire crease area, really messy, as you can see, like literally the messiest application you will ever see. It's just to bring warmth into my eye. I'm just winging it out, and bada bing bada boom, you got bronzer on your crease. We're gonna go in with some eyeliner. So I'm gonna go in with a brown shadow. This is the Kash Beauty Secret Treasure eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna take the shade here, which is Wreck. It's just like a chocolatey brown, and I'm taking it on an angled brush. So what I've done is I've just taken it on the brush and I'm just stamping it first along my lash line, just to create kind of like a rough base. I don't care if this is really messy on my lash line, even though I'm not going to smoke it out. I really don't care if it's not like perfectly straight, because I want it to be like that messy kind of like thrown together look. Okay, so once I have the lash line, you can, first of all, you can see the difference instantly, but then I'm going to do my wing. So I follow like my bottom lash line up, that's literally it. I just follow my bottom lash line and then connect it, and then just fill in the middle. Wing liner just really adds dimension to your eye, and it just makes your eye look a bit more open, like so. Like you can see the difference. It's just opened up my eye because it's like bringing it up. So I'm just gonna go do the same on the other eye. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. You could add like a shimmer. There's lovely shimmers in this palette, but I like to keep it matte. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some blush. So I'm gonna go in with MAC Melba. You guys know this is my favorite. With the combination of the cream blush, I just think it looks so pretty. So I'm just taking it on a big fluffy brush. I'm taking quite a bit, because with a fluffy brush it's not going to pick up as much product as a denser brush, but I want the fluffy brush to disperse it. So again, just popping it on my cheeks, exactly where I place the cream blush, and kind of bringing it over my nose as well, just like so. So because that is all the powder products that I'm going to use, I'm just going to wipe off that like bake that we had, and now I'm going to go in with setting spray. I love the Laura Mercier 24-hour translucent setting spray. However, the sprayer on it is completely broke. I've heard a lot of people having this issue. So lately I've been using the e.l.f. Stay All Night setting spray. Nicole recommended this to me and it's actually really, really good. So I'm just going to use this. So now for mascara, I'm just going to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational. It is grand. It does the job. I haven't found a mascara that like wows me, but I think it's because my lashes don't wow me. But I've stopped breastfeeding, so I can use lash serums again. So I'm using the Grande Lash one at the moment, and obviously I haven't used it for long enough to see any results, but I've heard people get really good results from it. And my cousin actually bought it for me for Christmas, and she has the most insane lashes I've ever seen. Like, they are so long, like it's a joke. So I trust her with her recommendation, so I'm gonna give it a go. Also, I don't put mascara on my bottom lashes. I know people have an issue with it, but nothing you can do. For lips, I have two lip combinations that I go between. One is for like if it's an everyday, like I'm popping out to the shops and I just want something quick. And the other one is kind of like, it has color, it has dimension. So the first one is the Refi Beauty lip liner in the shade Taupe, all around my lips, on the edges, and pat in the middle just to kind of like blend it, and then put the Fenty clear gloss over it. Or the color one, which I think I'm gonna go for today, is to use the MAC lip pencil in Oak. It's kind of like a brown nude, and then the MAC lipstick in Yash. I think they pair perfectly together. Now, I am a gloss gal, so I am gonna put a gloss on top. I'm gonna use the Fenty gloss. It just is my favorite. It is clear, but obviously for me, using it over so many lipsticks, it has no longer become clear. So guys, that is my spring makeup routine for 2023. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is honestly so simple, so easy. It's so quick to do. Like, it literally will take me maybe 15 minutes in the morning. I just love the look of it. I just think it looks so nice, so natural. It goes with everything that you're wearing. It's just my favorite. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if there's any products that you think I really need to try, and also let me know what your spring makeup routine is, because I feel like so many new products have come out this year already and it's only like March. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get a notification every single time that I upload. Make sure you like this video, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.